Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge, and welcome to day 13 of the Geek Cupboard's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2022. So here we go back again with the wonderful tea advent calendar on day 13. And 13 is unlucky for some apparently, but I don't think it's going to be unlucky for us, because we get to have a nice cup of tea and a little bit of a chat, and that all sounds very good to me. So here we go, let's open it up and see if we can find gigantic tea door number 13. Where are you, gigantic tea door number 13? You're over in this corner here. Right, hang on a second. Hang on. So fold that down. Kind of bring that down here. So there we go. There is the door we're looking for. And the little goal thing says, start a new hobby. That might be quite a tricky thing to do, Advent Calendar. I don't really have that much time to start a new hobby, because hobbies take time. They take time and effort. And I don't think I've got that much time. If I were to try to start a new hobby, I fear that I wouldn't be able to do it properly. I wouldn't be able to devote enough time and effort to it to make it, sort of, worthwhile and to do it properly and to do it justice. So I don't think, Advent Calendar, I can start a new hobby. I mean, that there is saying stamp collecting. That's got a picture of a stamp on it and some tweezers. Is that part of stamp collecting? I don't really know. Do you use tweezers to pick up the stamps? Maybe you do, because they're quite delicate, aren't they, stamps? You want to pick it up with your fingers because it might rip. So I guess you'd use tweezers to kind of, pick them up gently and kind of lift them up or whatever. So that's kind of all part of stamp collecting. I mean, I don't think we can do this one. There are some things, some of the little goal things in the calendar that we can do. I think that one might be a step too far. If I were to begin a new hobby, either I wouldn't do it properly and then I'd kind of give up, or I wouldn't find the time to do it, or I'd get really into it, but that would impact other things. Because at the moment, I've got actual day job, and then I've got a family, and there's a lot going on there with, all sorts of things happening. And then I've got, the Geek Cupboard, I've got the YouTube stuff to keep going. So I kind of think that the YouTube stuff is it sort of started as a hobby. It became a little bit more than that, but it's still a kind of hobby-ish thing. So I don't think I can start a new one, because it'll impact other things. And I don't want to impact things like the Geek Cupboard or my family stuff. So I don't think we can do this. What we'll do is, here's an idea. You lovely people out there, hello, you lot, tell me your hobbies in the comments. And I'll just kind of, live through those, if you like. I'll sort of absorb new hobbies through your comments. I'll pretend that I do those or whatever. But yeah, that'd be interesting to find out. I'd quite like to know what your hobbies are out there, because there are many hobbies. I mean, how do you define a hobby? I don't really know, but there's quite a lot of things that people get up to. So yeah, you let me know what your ones are. That could be quite fun. That'll be something a bit different, won't it? So yeah, let me know what they are in the comments. And I mean, you might have something sort of relatively standard as a hobby, like for example, stamp collecting. Or maybe you've got something a little bit more obscure, like, I don't know, multicoloured rainbow llama collecting or something. I don't know, but whatever the case, let me know what your hobbies are in the comments, and I'll have a look through. That could be quite fun, couldn't it? That'll be an interesting thing, just to see what everybody else around the world is getting up to. What are other people's hobbies? We can have a little look in the comments as you leave them. So that'll be quite fun. So here we go. Let's open up door number 13 and see what the tea is behind this. Oh, it's in a very vibrant yellow packet. Crikey, that's very shiny. Okay, so we've got, do you know what? Geek Cupboard corporate colour, very nice. I don't know if that's going to come across very well. There we go. The longer you brew, the stronger you become. And I do tend to leave things in longer. I tend to leave the tea bags in longer because I do like a stronger brew. So yeah, I completely agree. So we've got flavoured fruit to say wherever it is in a bag. So a flavoured fruit herbal tea. Let's turn it over and find out. We've got Southern Sunrise. Okay, I think the shadow of my phone is getting in the way a bit with that, isn't it? Southern Sunrise. The only thing is, I can't read what it says, because this bit here, from where I'm looking, is too dark. Hang on a minute. Let me move it there. Look, I can see it. Hang on. It's going to go off camera for a second so I can read it. I'm going to put it here. Look, I can read it here. It's just to the right. White hibiscus, lemongrass and grapefruit bring this fruity brew to life. Inspired by an Australian summer, this sunny Tisane, however you pronounce it, will brighten the morning with this tantalising aroma. Okay, that's quite interesting. Yeah, it's quite hard to read the white on the yellow background. It's quite tricky to see. But yeah, okay, it sounds very nice. It sounds like a kind of quite a sort of a fruity, refreshing kind of herbal tea. So, okay, yep, it sounds very good. I'd like to see if it tastes any good. And to do that, we need to brew it. And of course, to brew it, we need to go to the kettle. And here we are with our lovely freshly brewed cup of Southern Sunrise tea. And to look at it, yes, it's very clearly a herbal tea. It's got quite a nice colour to it though. It's got a lovely kind of sort of a golden, sort of yellowy colour to it. It does look quite welcoming. And then I can't smell anything while it's down here on the desk. But if I do pick this up and put it next to my nose and try and smell the tea, it does smell very grapefruity. The grapefruit, I would say, is the predominant smell coming off that. I mean, what is the actual... Hang on, the wrapper's over here. What is the sort of percentage of that that's grapefruit? It's quite hard to see the white on the yellow background there. So natural and artificial grapefruit and lemon flavouring, only 7%. That's quite surprising, because I would say that the predominant smell from that is grapefruit. I can't smell much else. It smells very grapefruity, which is okay. That's quite nice. So here we go. Let's have a taste of this. Let's see if it tastes as grapefruity as it smells. Okay, that does taste a bit grapefruity. That's quite nice. I like that. That's quite refreshing. That's quite easy to drink. You could drink quite a lot of that. It's like a little sort of a nice fruity drink. So I would say, hang on. It's a bit appley. Hang on, let me have a bit more. Yeah, so initially you get a kind of appley taste, like a kind of a sweet appley taste. That's what you get first. And then you kind of get, there's a little bit of sort of like a zesty, sort of like a lemony, like a citrusy taste. And it does have lemon in, as we just saw. So that would explain that. But that's quite nice. That's not too strong. That's sort of a bit more of an aftertaste. And then there's grapefruit. You can definitely taste a grapefruit. That's more kind of after the apple's gone away. So you get initial kind of sweet, appley taste, I would say. And then it goes more into the grapefruit. That's quite nice. It's like drinking a lovely kind of fruity drink. It's very welcome. It's all sorts of different exciting flavours. Yes, I like that. That's quite a nice tea. It's quite refreshing. It's quite clean. It's lovely. I like that tea. It's very fruity and I'm very much enjoying it. Okay, so we've got a lovely tea. Well done. What's it called again? Southern Sunrise. Had to check the packet there. But yeah, well done, Southern Sunrise. That's a good cup of tea. So now we've got the good brew. Let's go over to today's question, which comes from Sally Cat. And Sally Cat's come up with another wonderful kind of hypothetical situation question. I like these. So Sally Cat says, if you were to suddenly be zapped by a magic bolt and find yourself visiting the world of one of the games you've played for a week, which one would you want to visit? Would your answer change with the promise of immunity to harm and invisibility as needed? So, okay, let's take the first bit first. So, if we were to be hit by a magic bolt, which sounds very exciting and also a little bit scary, and we find ourselves visiting the world of one of the games we played for a week, which one would we choose? And I thought about this. And I kept coming back to one. So, I mean, we've had a similar thing. I think we might have had a similar question to this before. But, I mean, Minecraft, I think, would be an interesting world to go to. That would be interesting to kind of go around the place. I mean, maybe Minecraft on survival mode, but very easy survival mode. That might be quite fun. But I think it'd be quite good to kind of go around Minecraft and sort of, be able to sort of chop things apart and break things apart and build things quite easily. And I think you get a good sense of achievement out of that, being able to build stuff, because I can't build things. I can't build anything at all. I'm not a very practical person. So it would be quite good to go into the world of Minecraft and they'd be able to go, walk up to a tree and punch the tree and then get some wood and then use the bits of wood to magically create yourself a crafting table. And then with a crafting table, be able to go and build all sorts of other bits and bobs. That would be quite good fun. Because it'd be a good sense of achievement. You'd think, hang on a minute, I've made a thing and I can't normally make things. So I'd quite like that. And then the world of Minecraft looks quite, obviously it's blocky, but it's quite sort of pretty in its own way. It looks okay. And you can make some amazing things. So that might be quite fun. I mean, for a week it might get a bit tiresome. But the thing I kept coming back to, the thing that I kept thinking of, was the Mushroom Kingdom. Because that would be amazing. It looks wonderful and colourful and vibrant and happy. And it's just all sort of jolly. Apart from the obviously the Bowsery bits. Ignore the Bowsery bits. They're a bit less kind of vibrant and more sort of, lava-y and grim. But, I think it'd be a fun place to go. And we could go and meet, the sort of the Toad characters and all the, depending on how you say this word, Yoshi or Yoshis, all the little sort of, all the Yoshi characters, because there's loads of them around. It would be brilliant. it'd be so exciting. It'd just be really it'd be really bizarre, because it would be a little bit sort of otherworldly, wouldn't it? Going to the Mushroom Kingdom. So another place that I think would be interesting would be to go to, say, Skyrim, like an Elder Scrolls game. So go to Skyrim, and that would be amazing, because you've got that whole sort of fantasy world thing, and there's taverns and ghosts and monsters and all that kind of stuff. But most of the people in that game are, sort of humanoid shaped, whether you're lizardy or cat or whatever. But yeah, they're kind of the same sort of shape. And then you walk around and you've got legs, and you eat food, and you go into buildings, and you go to sleep, and there's, snow and paths made of stone and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of, it's not beyond the realms of imagination, as it were. It's sort of, it's sort of grounded in medieval kind of stories and such like. Whereas the Mushroom Kingdom has got magical floaty sort of blocks that you jump into and coins come out of them. Little people that are like toadstooly people, and then kind of multicoloured dinosaur things. And it's all a bit kind of bonkers, isn't it? It's kind of a little bit more out there, I would say, than something like Skyrim. It's a complete different thing, but it'd be very exciting to go to the Mushroom Kingdom. I mean, would we be in 2D? Would we be in 3D? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we could kind of flip between the two. I mean, I have seen the trailers for the Mario movie, which is coming out in April, I think it is. It looks really good. It looks very exciting. I mean, okay, the voice, and we'll see how he does with the voice, because there's a little bit of mixed opinion on whether Thingamabob, Chris Pratt, it is Chris Pratt, isn't it? Should be doing the voice. But yeah, we've seen him say a few words in trailers. Let's just watch the film. It's fine. It's fine. It's all about the visuals and the music and everything else. So it does look good. But I mean, that does. It sort of, it looks like a place I would go. And I like, there's the newer trailer where he's kind of following Toad around, and he's kind of jumping between platforms, and he's kind of, running across these bricks that are just in the middle of the air. And he walks along and just goes, oh, so these bricks are just hanging in the air. Okay, great. And I think it'd just be a real amazing place to go to. But yeah, not the Bowsery bits, and hopefully I could stay out of trouble. But just wander about, and you could, find whatever power moons and power up stars and all the other bits and bobs. You go and sort of run around and jump off platforms and do cool stuff. It would just be a lot of fun. I think the Mushroom Kingdom would be a really exciting place to go, because it's just so sort of vibrant and jolly and happy, unless you go to the Bowsery bits. Again, don't go to the Bowsery bits, because they're a little bit grim and castle-y and kind of deadly. So we won't go to those. We'll just stick with the happy fun bits. However, the question then does say, would your answer change with the promise of immunity to harm and invisibility is needed? So I think, yes, if I were to go to Skyrim, I would possibly want to have immunity to harm and maybe even invisibility, because it would be amazing to go to Skyrim, to live in that world and to be able to do the things they could do. I mean, would I have the skills in Skyrim of a person in Skyrim, or would I just have my own skills now? Because if I've got my own skills now in Skyrim, I would probably be dead within seconds. I can't use a sword or a bow or whatever. I can't do any of that stuff, so I would be in trouble. But I think, if I were invincible, I'd possibly be okay as well, but it would be quite good. But I think, Skyrim would be a good place to go to. That'd be a good place to go to, just the kind of experience of it all, and to see what it's all like, and sort of going to the taverns and such like. Hang on, can I have a bit of drink? That would be good. And then another place I'd like to go to is some sort of like a cyberpunk place, like a cyberpunk futuristic world, like in Deus Ex or Cyberpunk 2077. Though I haven't played that game, so that doesn't really fit with the question. But that'd be quite good. I like that aesthetic. I like all that kind of cyberpunk stuff, all the visuals and the music and that kind of stuff. I mean, Deus Ex, the original, is a brilliant game, but I think I would choose the world from Human Revolution, because the graphics are a bit better, but also there's kind of more different themes with that. There's fancy labs and exciting kind of nightclubby bar type things and posh houses and grubby back streets. If I were invincible and I couldn't get harmed, it'd be fun to wander about and soak up that kind of exciting sort of near futuristic cyberpunk kind of atmosphere. It'd just be very exciting. So I think I couldn't really pick one place. I suppose if I had to pick one place, if I absolutely had to nail my colours to the mast or whatever they say, I think I'd pick the Mushroom Kingdom. And then, if I had immunity to harm, and also I could become invisible, I possibly would go into the world of Deus Ex Human Revolution / Mankind Divided, because they're very similar, but I kind of go and have a look around at that and just sort of enjoy that kind of cyberpunky futuristic world. That'd be quite exciting to see all the different things and all the different technologies and how it's integrated with other worlds and all that kind of stuff. That'd be quite good fun. That'd be quite good fun. As long as I could have in Deus Ex, I'd have like the music playing as well. Like, sort of an accompanying backing track. Sorry, I could walk around to that because the music in the Deus games is amazing. In pretty much all of them, it's really good. So I'd quite like that as well. So hopefully that answered the question. So Mushroom Kingdom, if I'm not invincible, kind of a Deus Ex Human Revolution type world, cyberpunky place, if I was able to be invincible. Hopefully that answered the question. So there we go. That was a good question. I like the kind of hypothetical ones because you kind of have to think about things for a bit and try and work stuff out. But there we go. So hopefully that's a good answer. I've got some lovely tea to go and finish off. And this is going to finish up pretty high in the order of our teas. When it comes to the end, it's going to be fairly high up there in the ones that have done quite well. So I'm going to go and finish this and we can wrap things up for the moment. So for now, thank you very much for joining me on day 13 of the Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2022, and I will see you next time. There we go, the king and kettle. It's Rob the God, he's a hero, he is Rob the God. He's got a feather in his cap, he's got a beard. This could be the planty room. We could have so many plants. Hang on. I feel like there's a book here to be written. We've got the executioner and the nun.